Here's your wrestling news for November 26, 2020. And your headlines for today include: Vince McMahon makes new rules for refs. WWE erasing CM Punk matches from their history. Jericho launches clothing line. Second-generation star debuts on Dynamite. Hall of Famer blasts final farewell as boring. Bella Twins confirm in-ring return. Mystery debut on NXT. WWE brings back more furloughed staff. Impact Wrestling legend found dead. Kenny Omega talks retiring, and more. We are kicking off today with news from Monday Night Raw, as the finish in the New Day vs. The Hurt Business match was confusing to say the least, and it's because of some major changes in the company. The match had quite the controversial finish, as the New Day were originally counted out, and now we know that was never the plan. According to PW Insider, referees are now being encouraged to call the matches as shoots, even if it means going against the planned finish. That's why the New Day originally lost, as they didn't make it back to the ring in time, despite the fact that the planned finish was for Kingston and Woods to get a clean win over Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. This order to call matches as a shoot reportedly comes from Vince McMahon himself, as according to a source within Creative, the boss feels the referees need credibility, so if a heel actually cheats, he or she can get heat, rather than fans being more annoyed at the official for making a bad call. The bumbling referee trope is one that fans have seen for decades in wrestling, whether that be being distracted whilst a heel uses an illegal weapon, or not seeing the faces make the tag. But it looks like WWE officials are going to be sticking to the rules a lot more from now on. Now, WWE cut a ton of employees earlier this year as part of cost-cutting measures, which included furloughing 9 producers, and now another has made it back to the company. According to PW Insider, Shane "Hurricane" Helms returned to WWE this past weekend and served as a producer on this week's Raw. The ongoing situation is also part of the reason so many producers were furloughed, as with the WWE touring less and rumors of their live event schedule being finished for good, the company didn't need as many producers to put non-televised shows together. It's interesting that Helms is back, given that he recently appeared during the Elite Deletion match at AEW Full Gear, and we're wondering whether Tony Khan publicly stating he would love to work with Helms again encouraged WWE to give Hurricane a call. Helms isn't the only producer to return though, as PW Insider are also reporting that Fit Finlay is back with WWE and was backstage at last night's NXT. It wasn't noted exactly which brand the former US champion will be producing for, but in these uncertain times, it's good to see both men get their old jobs back. Speaking of returns, it wasn't too long ago that it was reported that Eva Marie had signed a new deal with WWE, but fans haven't seen any sight of All Red Everything just yet. If fans are waiting to see her back, it seems they'll be waiting a lot longer, as according to a source within WWE who spoke to Ringside News, there's been no mention of any plans for her in quite some time. Whilst it was reported that she'd signed a deal with WWE in September, the report didn't specify that it was a deal to return to the ring, though we're wondering what other roles the company would have for the Total Divas alum. Whatever the case may be, WWE seemingly doesn't have any plans for Eva at this time, and given how long it's been since reports of her re-signing first came out, we're questioning if she'll ever be back in the ring. One person many fans want to see back is CM Punk, and whilst the former world champion had plenty of matches during his 7+ years with WWE, fans won't have access to all of them anymore. On the WWE Network, fans won't be able to find Punk's match from TLC 2013, where he faced The Shield in a 3-on-1 handicap match, and the entire pay-per-view has been taken down. Punk isn't the only controversial name in the match, as the bout also features Dean Ambrose, who has had a whirlwind of success as reigning AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. This removal could also have been a mistake by WWE, as they are constantly trying to improve the network's functionality. But with WWE TLC 2020 around the corner, it's very interesting that this particular event has disappeared. We've got some sad news to report now, as Bob Ryder, the co-founder of Impact Wrestling, has died. Ryder helped kickstart the promotion in 2002 and had worked in WCW before that company folded, and was found dead in his home by police on Wednesday morning. Ryder had been battling cancer for years and hadn't attended any live shows in recent memory, and according to reports, was undergoing intense chemotherapy. F4W Online is reporting that Ryder suffered a fall on Thursday and couldn't get up, but texted some people to let them know he was okay before he was later found dead by police. As a wrestling news channel, we appreciate Bob being a trailblazer, as he founded wrestling news website One Wrestling in the 90s and did radio work online for WCW, where he befriended Eric Bischoff. In a statement from Scott D'Amore and Ed Nordholm, the pair spoke about Bob's passion for wrestling, referring to his house as Impact's Mobile Command Center, and revealed that the idea for Impact Wrestling as a company began on Bob's fishing boat during a trip off the Gulf Coast in 2001. We'd like to send our deepest condolences to the Ryder family at this time, as Bob will always be a pioneer and innovator in professional wrestling out of the ring. Now, it's been over 2 years since fans last saw either Brie or Nikki Bella compete, and whilst the Total Bella stars have both gone on to have children since leaving the ring, they're not ready to rule out an in-ring return. The twins were the latest guests on the Tamron Hall show and made it clear that they both feel they have something left to accomplish in the ring. Brie said, "When Nikki and I left, the tag team titles came and we were like, wait a second, those titles are for the Bella twins. How'd they come after us? So Nikki and I said we definitely have one more last run in us. It's not anytime soon. We'd kinda like to do it in a couple of years." The women's tag team titles were introduced only a few months after the Bellas' last matches in October 2018, and with Nikki saying the plan is for their new sons to watch them compete as champions, we'll have to see whether this plan comes true for the Hall of Fame team. Over to AEW next, as this week's edition of Dynamite saw a huge debut at the expense of Cody Rhodes. During the show, Rhodes confronted Taz, saying he'd run the idea of legitimizing the FTW belt as a legitimate title past the other decision-makers in the company, which didn't sit well with the Human Suplex Machine. Taz got even angrier when Cody pointed out that the commentator's son Hook is training with him instead of his father, causing Taz to choke out the American Nightmare and leave him on the mat. That's when Hook debuted and took the FTW title and left with his dad, as it seems that father and son will be working together in Daly's place. It certainly looks like Hook will be here to stay, as according to Heel by Nature, the up-and-comer registered for a trademark on his in-ring name on November 20th. Before entering the ring, Hook, aka Tyler Senersha, played lacrosse, and now it looks like the second-generation star is hanging up his lacrosse stick for a pair of wrestling boots. Over to NXT now, as TakeOver War Games is set to take place on December 6th, and now another huge match has been added to that show. A couple of weeks ago, Leon Ruff won the NXT North American title from Johnny Gargano, and on this week's edition of the Kevin Owens Show, the new champion was interrupted by both Gargano and Damian Priest. This all culminated in William Regal setting a triple threat match for War Games, and fans will be able to see whether Ruff can retain against both Gargano and Priest when this North American title match happens on December 6th. Back to AEW now, as next week's edition of Dynamite is taking shape, with 4 matches already confirmed for the card. On the December 2nd episode, AEW World Champion Jon Moxley will defend his title against Kenny Omega, whilst the show will also see another Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal. Britt Baker will also be in action as she takes on Leyla Hirsch, whilst Chris Jericho will face Frankie Kazarian in singles action for the first time ever. Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin will face Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, and we'll have to see how NXT tries to fight back in what'll be one of the most stacked episodes of AEW Dynamite ever. Speaking of AEW, Kenny Omega may indeed be the next AEW World Champion, but he's also accepted that his time in the ring can't last forever. While speaking to Fightful, Omega spoke about when his retirement might come and admitted that he nearly called it quits in 2015 thanks to a neck herniation, though thankfully avoided retirement. Omega added that he considers being able to choose when he retires one of the greatest things he can ask for, and given that he has a lot of plans for AEW both in and out of the ring, most recently working with the company's gaming department, it looks like the cleaner won't be going anywhere for a long time. Back to WWE now, as The Godfather was one of many names involved in The Undertaker's final farewell at Survivor Series, but like many fans, he wasn't too happy with how things went down. On Instagram, the Hall of Famer shared a picture of himself and The Undertaker taken the night before Survivor Series and agreed with plenty of criticisms that fans had to make. When one fan questioned what was the point of bringing back many names from the past to say nothing, Godfather said it could have been better, and agreed with a different fan who called the final farewell pretty boring. When another fan dropped a lengthy comment where they blasted the segment as lazy and uninspired, Godfather wrote back agreeing with the comment and said that the night before Survivor Series was epic. It wasn't all negativity, as when a fan said that at least the Bone Street crew got to reunite one more time in the hotel, Godfather said that's the most important part. Whilst many fans were pleased with the final farewell, not everybody enjoyed it, and it seems that the Godfather himself is one of those that didn't. Back to NXT now, and it looks like Pat McAfee's stable may have found themselves a brand new member. In the main event of this week's show, Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne competed in a ladder match, with the winner giving his team the entrance advantage at War Games. And when O'Reilly looked like he was going to win, a mystery person entered the ring and shoved him off the ladder. This allowed Dunne to get the win and the advantage at War Games, and though many fans believed the mystery man was Pat McAfee under a mask, other fans on social media said he has a different body type. The announcers never said it was McAfee under the mask, and on Twitter, the prime suspect himself denied claims he was at NXT. Now, the team of McAfee, Dunne, Burch, and Lorcan will have an advantage against the Undisputed Era going into War Games, and time will tell who this mystery man is and whether they appear on December 6th. And finally today we're ending with AEW news, as Chris Jericho has released a brand new clothing line. Le Champion revealed that his new line, named Painmaker Apparel, has dropped as part of a partnership with Represent and Champion USA, and they have multiple designs coming out just in time for the holidays. Jericho's clothing line includes t-shirts, hoodies, and other items, and it shouldn't come as any surprise that the wrestler/best-selling author/rockstar/dancer is adding another accomplishment to his stacked resume.